I never figured I'd wake up to some lady in oversized shades and a half-empty piña colada treating my backyard like her personal swim-up bar. But that's exactly what happened the first Saturday Jenna decided my pool was community property. I'm talking full strut through the side gate. Towel over one shoulder. Bluetooth speaker blasting yacht rock. The works and me standing there in my boxers holding a coffee. Wondering if I'd accidentally retired into a sitcom. Before I spill how one tiny spark turned our quiet Arizona cul-de-sac into a neighborhood legend. Drop a comment with where you're watching from and what time it is on your end. Let's see how far this story's already traveled. Look, I'd worked 32 years wiring high-voltage grids for the power company. Saved every bonus. Cashed out early. And bought this little slice of desert calm in Mesa Ridge stucco walls. Saguaro out front. In a pool I tiled myself with river rock coping and those color-changing LEDs that make the water look like liquid sapphire at dusk. I wasn't trying to flex. Just wanted a place where the only thing louder than the cicadas was my own heartbeat. Then came Jenna Vasquez, HOA vice president. Self-appointed sheriff of sidewalk cracks and mailbox fonts. Picture a woman who'd weaponize a tape measure always in a crisp white visor. Clipboard clutched like a battle shield. Voice pitched exactly one octave above polite. First time she darkened my driveway, she didn't even say hello. Just pointed at my recycle bin and declared, HOA code 14B. Containers must remain screened from view. I'm letting it slide today. Mr. Hayes. But don't test me. I actually laughed, because who introduces themselves with a citation? Should have known that was the opening bell. It started small. Towels vanishing. Lounge cushions rearranged like Goldilocks had been sunbathing. Wet footprints drying in perfect size 7 arcs across my deck. I blamed coyotes at first. Hey. The desert breed's weird, but coyotes don't fold towels into neat hotel corners or top off my bird bath with cucumber water. So I swapped the gate latch for a keypad. Slapped up a polite little private property plaque. Figured that'd be the end of it. 2 mornings later the gate hung open. My favorite navy towel draped over Jenna's patio chair across the street. Still damp. That night, I pulled the SD card from the new camera I'd mounted under the eave, and there she was. 2:07 p.m. M. Visor tilted back. Sliding into my water like she'd paid the mortgage. She even adjusted the umbrella for better selfie light. Captioned the photo, executive stress relief, and posted it to the neighborhood Facebook before toweling off with my stuff. I sat on the porch till the stars came out. Feeling that slow burn you get when somebody redraws the property line in their head and dares you to notice. I tried the adult route first, walked over while she was deadheading her roses. Kept my voice level. Jenna, I've got you on video using my pool without permission. Let's not make this a thing. She didn't even look up from the clippers. Just smirked and said, HOA amenities are for the betterment of the community. Tom, maybe read the bylaws. I reminded her my pool wasn't listed anywhere in the CC and RS. That I'd paid for every gallon of water and every watt of pump electricity. She finally met my eyes. All sugar and venom. Then maybe stop showing off and learn to share. Share. Like I was the jerk for wanting my own bathtub to stay mine. A week of quiet followed. I thought shame might have worked. Then Saturday rolled around, and I spotted my LED-lit waterfall flickering like a nightclub because Jenna had cranked my speaker and was hosting brunch for 3 other board members. Mimosas in my Yeti tumblers. Avocado toast balanced on my teak side table. One of them waved at the camera like she was on a cruise ship. That was the moment the engineer in me clocked out and the petty genius clocked in. See, I still had a bin of low-voltage training gear from the old days, the same stuff ranchers used to keep cattle off the porch, harmless 12-volt pulse. Feels like licking a 9-volt battery. Zero chance of anything worse than a Yelp. I spent 3 nights in the garage sketching on the back of a pizza box. Running wire under the coping stones. Hiding the relay behind the filter housing. Tested it on my own forearm till I could set my watch by the 1-second tingle. Then I baited the trap, left the gate cracked. Floated the neon pineapple raft she seemed to love. Even chilled a fresh pitcher of lemonade on the patio table like an invitation from karma itself. Sunday. 10:42 a.m. M. The camera pinged. Jenna strolled in alone. Visor. Cover up. Phone already recording for her wellness diary. She kicked off her espadrilles. Did a little toe dip. And announced to the empty yard. Tom's in Phoenix, all weekend finders keepers. I was 10 feet away in the office. Finger hovering over the wireless trigger. Heart doing that slow motion thump you feel before a storm breaks. She climbed onto the pineapple. Leaned back. And sighed. Private oasis. My ass. I pressed the button. The yelp that came next should be in a sound effects library high. Cartoonish. Pure betrayal. The raft bucked. Lemonade arced like a geyser. Jenna pinwheeled into the shallow end, visor floating away like a tiny white surrender flag. She came up sputtering, hair plastered, mascara racing down her cheeks. Shrieking, he booby-trapped the water. Her friend Marla, who'd been filming from the gate the whole time, zoomed in on Jenna's face mid-realization and whispered, "Oh girl, this is going viral." I just sat there, coffee gone cold, feeling the kind of calm you only get when the universe finally balances the books. 10 minutes later, 2 patrol cars idled in my driveway, lights spinning lazy red-blue across the stucco. Jenna stood wrapped in my missing navy towel, dripping and declaring to the officers that she'd been electrocuted in cold blood. I invited everyone inside, poured the cops coffee, and rolled the 4-camera montage entry. Toast. Zap. Splash. Exit. The younger officer actually snorted. "Ma'am, that's trespassing, and this voltage wouldn't wake a goldfish." Jenna tried the victim card one last time. HOA board members have implied access. The sergeant handed her a citation instead for the trespass, not the tantrum. Word spreads fast in a cul-de-sac with Ring doorbells. By evening, the clip was bouncing around the block party group chat, complete with slow mo and lightning bolt emojis. Jenna lawyered up, filed complaints with the county, the HOA, even the water district, every form stamped with the same shaky, all-caps rage. Inspectors showed up 3 separate times, measured milliamps, signed off, and left shaking their heads. Marla, guilt eating at her, slid into my DMs with a thumb drive. Months of Jenna logging community pool maintenance on the HOA budget chlorine tabs, float patches, even the pina colada mix. Total for $112. 87. The emergency board meeting that followed was standing room only. Jenna stormed in with a binder thick as a phone book, demanded my expulsion for weaponizing utilities. The treasurer slid the expense spreadsheet across the table and asked, real quiet, "Care to explain why the community paid for your coconut rum?" You could have heard a sprinkler click. Vote was unanimous. Jenna suspended, restitution ordered, and a quiet referral to the county DA for fraud. She moved out on a Tuesday, rain hissing on the asphalt, boxes labeled in that same furious handwriting, left the pineapple raft in the trash like a deflated middle finger. I burned her final note, something about, "You'll never understand true injustice," in the fire pit while the pool lights shifted from sapphire to amber. And for the first time in a year, the only ripple in the water was the reflection of the moon. These days, the HOA prints a newsletter with actual useful stuff: drought-tolerant plant swaps, coyote sightings, a recipe for green chili cornbread. Kids ride bikes past my gate without looking over their shoulders for the clipboard lady. And every now and then, when the LEDs cycle to electric blue, I catch myself grinning at the memory of one perfect second when entitlement met consequence and the whole street felt the jolt. So tell me, where do you draw the line when somebody keeps moving the fence? Ever had a neighbor who thought rules were a suggestion and your stuff was up for grabs? Drop your story below. Hit that bell if you want more backyard justice. And let's argue in the comments. Was the spark self-defense or petty revenge? I'll read every single one, because sometimes the best therapy is knowing you're not the only one who's had to wire a little karma into the system.